Surgeon General, Lieutenant General Sadibe, Chief Locke, Lieutenant General Mbata, Generals, Colonels, Naval Captains, officers, warrant officers, NCOs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to the Department of Defense's Annual Environmental Awards program for 2013-14. I trust all members are excited to be here, as this is a very special day to give recognition to services and units under the command for their efforts, their dedication, their passion in ensuring an effective contribution towards our environment, both natural and built up, under their control. It gives me great pleasure now to formally welcome the General Officer Commanding, Brigadier General Joseph, who will now officially open the ceremony. Thank you, ma'am.
Secretary for Defense, Dr. S. Kulube, Chief of the South African Navy, Admiral Hlongwane, Surgeon General of the SAMS, Lieutenant General A.P. Sadibe, Chief Locke, Lieutenant General Mbata, Generals and Flag Officers, Warrant Officer of the Defense Force, Officers, Warrant Officers, Non-Commissioned Officers, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is such a glorious spring day. As we are to grace this auspicious occasion, allow me to welcome you to the Department of Defense Annual Environmental Awards ceremony being hosted here at the SAMS Training Formation. A special word of appreciation to the Secretary for Defense for having found the time in your busy schedule to come and honor the award recipients on their special day. We are delighted to have you here. Thank you for coming. The DoD has a proud history of environmental responsibility, ensuring it is operating its business in a sustainable and environmentally responsible manner. One key intervention could be observed during the Women's Day Parade last Friday, where the 104 nursing students participating in the march favored water dispensers, thereby reducing the supply of plastic water bottles for the event. To say once more, welcome. It's a pleasure to see so many of you. Thank you for listening.
I'd like to call on General Officer Commanding Defense Works Formation again, Major General Joseph Ledwaba, to please do the acknowledgements on behalf of Chief Logistics.
Program Director, Colonel Boer, thank you and well done with this excellent setup we have today. Secretary for Defense, Surgeon General, General Officer Commanding Military Health Training Formation, Generals and Flag Officers, Officers, Warrant Officers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to stand here before you and say a word of thanks on behalf of the Chief of Logistics for the support which you have given us. Program Director, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to say thank you to the Secretary for Defense, Dr. Sam Kulube, for taking valuable time out of his busy schedule to officiate at this departmental environmental event. SecDef, thank you very much, sir. Please join me in a round of applause to honor and celebrate the environmental efforts of the military bases, units, individuals, officers commandings, and environmental officers who made it to the finals. Once again, a word of gratitude to our host, the Military Health Training Formation, the General Officer Commanding, the staff and the Officers Club of this formation, the Logistics Division members, shows and exhibitions, and all present for making this occasion possible. I thank you.
Secretary for Defense, Dr. Sam Golowe, to please give his speech. Thank you, sir.
Very much, Program Director, Generals and Flag Officers, distinguished guests, warrant officers, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are gathered here to recognize, reward, and celebrate environmental management achievements by individuals, bases, and training areas under the control of the Department of Defense. Therefore, it was a particular honor for me to officiate in the presentation of floating trophies and awards for these unique achievements in environmental performance. The relationship between security and the environment is becoming an increasingly important theme in world politics today. Ongoing global environmental change is and will continue to impact negatively on the world as we know it. Ongoing unsustainable patterns of natural resource demand and consumption will in the long term continue to negatively impact on all nations and their economies. Environmental security issues such as the access to water and energy resources, deforestation, desertification will in future be the major causes of armed conflict and the raging of war by the developing countries. Therefore, the consequences of climate change posed some of the most serious threats to humanity today, including an increase in the frequency and severity of floods, wildfires, hurricanes, and cyclones. Prolonged droughts, increased desertification will cripple food production and increase famine. Over time, it will result in rising sea levels, threatening low-lying areas and certain island states. Tectonic events such as the recent minor earthquakes in the northwest province of our country could result in major humanitarian disasters. As weather patterns become more erratic and natural disasters become more frequent, the military would be expected to maintain a capacity to play a significant supportive role in addressing the consequences of such events.